Ankur Chelyadel.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi shares his thoughts with the nation in the 77th edition of Mann Ki Baat. The Prime Minister salutes the resolve of countrymen and services of health and frontline workers in the nation's fight against corona. Says howsoever big the challenges may be, India's resolve to overcome them has always been greater. Prime Minister speaks about record growth in agricultural production even in corona times, enabling the providing of free rations to almost 80 crore Indians in these times. Nearly 12 crore vaccine doses to be available for the month of June. Advanced visibility of vaccines for the entire month provided to states and union territories. India crosses the 21 crore mark in cumulative vaccinations for COVID, with over 1.82 crore beneficiaries in the age group of 18 to 44 vaccinated. India's daily new cases declined further to 1.65 lakh cases. Maintaining the continuous declining trend, the daily new cases are now the lowest in 46 days. And Chelsea defeats Manchester City by 1-0 in the All-English Champions League final played at Porto. This is Chelsea's second Champions League triumph. Namaskar and welcome to the news. My name is Mark Lynn. Let's begin with our top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi shared his thoughts with the people of the country and abroad in the program Mann Ki Baat on All India Radio. This was the 77th edition of the monthly radio program, and in his address, the Prime Minister said that COVID-19 crisis is the worst pandemic that the world has seen in the last 100 years. The Prime Minister also lauded the hard work and the dedication shown by healthcare and frontline workers during this time. Here's a report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised the resolve and dedication of health workers as well as frontline workers in tiding over the unprecedented corona crisis. In his Mann Ki Baat address, the Prime Minister said that though it is a once-in-a-100-year crisis, it is the resolve of our frontline workers and the people of India to fight it that is great.
चुनौती कितनी ही बड़ी हो, भारत का विजय का संकल्प भी हमेशा उतना ही बड़ा रहा है। देश की सामूहिक शक्ति और हमारे सेवा भाव ने देश को हर तूफान से बाहर निकाला है। हाल के दिनों में हमने देखा है कि कैसे हमारे डॉक्टर्स, नर्सेस और फ्रंटलाइन वॉरियर्स उन्होंने खुद की चिंता छोड़कर दिन रात काम किया और आज भी कर रहे हैं।
Saluting the immense contribution of our frontline workers, PM Modi interacted with a cross-section of frontline workers such as drivers of cryogenic medical oxygen tankers, women loco-pilot of oxygen express train, Air Force pilots engaged in bringing in oxygen and lab technicians engaged in testing of samples. He said that it was due to the resolve of countrymen that India is squarely facing this unprecedented crisis.
इस तरह की आपदा तो दुनिया पर 100 साल बाद आई है। एक शताब्दी के बाद इतना बड़ा संकट। इसलिए इस तरह के काम का किसी के पास कोई भी अनुभव नहीं था। इसके पीछे देश सेवा का जज्बा है और एक संकल्प शक्ति है। इसी से देश ने वो काम किया है जो पहले कभी नहीं हुआ। आप अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं, सामान्य दिनों में हमारे यहाँ एक दिन में 900 मैट्रिक टन लिक्विड मेडिकल ऑक्सीजन का प्रोडक्शन होता था। अब ये 10 गुना से भी ज्यादा बढ़कर करीब करीब 9,500 मीट्रिक टन प्रतिदिन उत्पादन हो रहा है। इस ऑक्सीजन को हमारे वॉरियर्स देश के दूर सुदूर कोने तक पहुंचा रहे हैं।
The Prime Minister further said that India today is testing more than any other country in order to stamp out the infection in its beginning stages.
कोरोना की शुरुआत में देश में केवल एक ही टेस्टिंग लैब थी, लेकिन आज 2,500 से ज्यादा लैब्स काम कर रही हैं। शुरू में कुछ 100 टेस्ट एक दिन में हो पाते थे। अब 20 लाख से ज्यादा टेस्ट एक दिन में होने लगे हैं। अब तक देश में 33 करोड़ से ज्यादा सैंपल की जांच की जा चुकी है।
The Prime Minister expressed the confidence that the collective resolve of Indians and our spirit of service will help beat the deadly corona pandemic. Bureau Report, DD India.
Pandemic, the country's farmers have achieved a record production of food grains. Addressing the nation in the Mann Ki Baat program, the Prime Minister said that farmers are doing wonders in many areas and taking advantage of provisions brought in by the government.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised farmers of the country for not letting agricultural production suffer even during the worst phases of the corona crisis. He said India registered record agriculture production in this period and farmers achieved best returns for their produce in terms of MSP.
हमारे देश पर इतना बड़ा संकट आया, इसका असर देश की हर एक व्यवस्था पर पड़ा। कृषि व्यवस्था ने खुद को इस हमले से काफी हद तक सुरक्षित रखा। सुरक्षित ही नहीं रखा, बल्कि प्रगति भी की, आगे भी बढ़ी। क्या आपको पता है कि इस महामारी में भी हमारे किसानों ने रिकॉर्ड उत्पादन किया है? किसानों ने रिकॉर्ड उत्पादन किया तो इस बार देश ने रिकॉर्ड फसल खरीदी भी की। इस बार कई जगहों पर तो सरसों के लिए किसानों को एमएसपी से भी ज्यादा भाव मिला है।
The Prime Minister said that while the nation faced extraordinary crisis due to the pandemic, the government took care of the poorest of the poor by supplying free food grains to almost 80 crore people.
रिकॉर्ड खाद्यान्न उत्पादन की वजह से ही हमारा देश हर देशवासी को संबल प्रदान कर पा रहा है। आज इस संकट काल में 80 करोड़ गरीबों को मुफ्त राशन उपलब्ध कराया जा रहा है, ताकि गरीब के घर में भी कभी ऐसा दिन न आए जब चूल्हा न जले।
The Prime Minister further said that the entrepreneurship of our farmers, coupled with the innovative initiatives by the government, is opening new vistas in agriculture, taking the flavor of India's unique fruits and agricultural produce not only to remote corners of the country, but the world over, making them a global brand and fetching excellent profits for our farmers.
आज हमारे देश के किसान कई क्षेत्रों में नई व्यवस्थाओं का लाभ उठाकर कमाल कर रहे हैं। जैसे कि अगरतला के किसानों को ही लीजिए। ये किसान बहुत अच्छे कटहल की पैदावार करते हैं। इनकी मांग देश विदेश में हो सकती है, इसलिए इस बार अगरतला के किसानों के कटहल रेल के जरिए गुवाहाटी तक लाए गए। गुवाहाटी से अब ये कटहल लंदन भेजे जा रहे हैं। ऐसे ही आपने बिहार की शाही लीची का नाम भी सुना होगा। इस बार बिहार की ये शाही लीची भी हवाई मार्ग से लंदन भेजी गई है। पूरब से पश्चिम, उत्तर से दक्षिण, हमारा देश ऐसे ही अनूठे स्वाद और उत्पादों से भरा पड़ा है।
The Prime Minister also made a special mention of the Kisan rail trains, which transported over 2 lakh tons of agriculture produce to different parts of the country, expanding the agriculture market like never before. Bureau Report, DD News.
And moving on then, as part of the nationwide vaccination drive, the central government has been supporting the states and the union territories by providing COVID vaccines free of cost. For the month of June, over 0.09 crore doses of COVID vaccines will be supplied to the states and union territories for vaccination of the priority group of healthcare workers, frontline workers, and persons aged 45 years plus and above, free of cost. In addition, over 5.86 crore doses will be available for direct procurement by the states and union territories and private hospitals. Therefore, in June 2021, close to 12 crore doses will be available for the national COVID vaccination program. In May, around 7.94 crore doses were made available for national COVID vaccination program to the states and union territories, both free and also through direct procurement. The basic objective behind informing the states and union territories in advance of the quantum of vaccine doses is to ensure better planning and delivery of the vaccines by them. India has been witnessing a continuous fall in the active caseload of COVID. India continues to see a decline in the cases. The country has registered 1.65 lakh new cases in the last 24 hours, and which is the lowest now in the last 46 days. The active caseload further dipped to 21,14,508. The country has been reporting more daily recoveries than daily new cases for the 17th consecutive day. In the last 24 hours, as many as 2,76,309 patients have recovered. With this, a total of 2,54,54,320 patients have recovered so far. India's recovery rate has now increased to 91.26%. The weekly positivity rate is currently at 9.36%. The daily positivity rate is at 8.02%, less than 10% for the 6th consecutive day. Meanwhile, testing in the country has substantially increased. A total of 34.3 crore tests for COVID-19 have been conducted so far. A total of 20,63,839 tests were conducted in the last 24 hours. Under the largest vaccination drive, the country continues to inoculate its population against COVID-19. Over 21.2 crore vaccine doses have been administered so far across the country, in fact. Now, more than 30.35 lakh vaccinations have been given in the last 24 hours. The Union Health Ministry has issued a notice stating that COVID-19 vaccination packages being offered by private hospitals in collaboration with hotels are against the guidelines issued for the national COVID vaccination program. It said that vaccination carried out at star hotels is against the rules and must be stopped immediately. Necessary legal and administrative action will be initiated against those who violate this rule. Also, all states and union territories have been asked to ensure the COVID-19 vaccination drive in the country is being carried out as per guidelines. The Health Ministry, in a notice to the states and union territories, said that as per the guidelines, COVID vaccination can only be carried out at a government center, private center run by a private hospital, workplace vaccination center at government offices to be run by government hospitals, and at private companies to be run by private hospitals, near to home COVID vaccination center for the elderly and differently abled persons to be organized at group housing societies, RWA offices, community centers, panchayat bhavans, schools, colleges, old age homes on a temporary basis. Amid the unfounded media reports regarding vulnerability of the CoWIN app and platform, delay in getting vaccination slots and a digital divide that benefits a selected few, the Health Ministry on Saturday defended the CoWIN app, clearly mentioning that it cannot be hacked. The ministry has added that allegations that the digital divide is depriving people of vaccination is a myth because nearly 55% of the total 211.8 million doses which have been administered so far have been given through walk-in registrations. It also says that over 167 million persons have been administered at least one dose of the vaccine in a nation of over 1.37 billion, translating to 12.21% coverage, or nearly 1 in every 8 Indians is getting vaccinated. So the Health Ministry also says that with absolute certainty, no breaches have been found till date in CoWIN platform, and that no scripts can bypass the one-time password, OTP that is, verification, and CAPTCHA to automatically register an individual. It said that registrations through CoWIN are helping prevent super spreading events, and it prevents overcrowding also at the vaccination centers. It says that the CoWIN is a technological backbone driving vaccination in India. It encompasses all constituents of vaccination process. The ministry finally assured that as supply of the vaccines increase, more slots will open up. Overcoming all hurdles and finding new solutions, the Indian Railways is continuing its journey of bringing relief to the people by delivering liquid medical oxygen to various states across the country. So far, the Indian Railways has delivered more than 20,770 metric tons of LMO in more than 1,237 tankers to various states across the country. It's to be noted that 305 oxygen expresses have completed their journey so far and have brought relief to various states. Among the southern states, delivery of LMO to Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana crossed 1,600 metric tons each. It is the Indian Railways' endeavor to deliver as much LMO as possible in the shortest possible time to the states that are asking for it. Oxygen relief by oxygen expresses have reached 15 states, and these are Uttarakhand, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Haryana, Telangana, Punjab, Kerala, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand and Assam. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired an important meeting to discuss and deliberate on steps which can be taken to support children who have lost their parents because of COVID-19. The Prime Minister announced a number of benefits to children impacted by the current COVID pandemic. While announcing these measures, the Prime Minister emphasized that children represent the future of the country, and the country will do everything possible to support and protect the children so that they develop as strong citizens in the future, which is to give them a bright future. The Prime Minister said that in such trying times, it is our duty as a society to care for our children and to instill hope and a bright future. All children who have lost both parents or surviving parent or legal guardian, adoptive parents due to COVID-19 will be supported under the PM CARES for Children scheme. And he also said that the measures being announced have only been possible due to the generous contributions to the PM CARES fund, which will support India's fight against COVID-19. A fixed deposit in the name of a child will be opened. PM CARES will contribute through a specially designed scheme to create a corpus of 10 lakh rupees for each child when he or she reaches 18 years of age. This corpus will be used to give a monthly financial support or a stipend from 18 years of age for the next 5 years through the period of higher education. On reaching the age of 23, he or she will get the corpus amount as one lump sum for personal or professional use. Children under 10 years will be given admission to the nearest Kendriya Vidyalaya or in a private school as a day scholar. If the child is admitted to a private school, the fees as per the RTE norms will be given from the PM CARES fund. The PM CARES will also pay for expenditure on uniforms, textbooks and notebooks. Children between 11 and 18 years of age will be given admission to any central government residential school such as Sainik School, Navodaya Vidyalaya, etc. In case the child remains under the care of a guardian or grandparents or extended family, then he or she will be given admission to the nearest Kendriya Vidyalaya or a private school as a day scholar. If the child is admitted to a private school, the fees as per the RTE norms will be given from the PM CARES fund. PM CARES will also pay for expenditure on uniform, textbooks and notebooks. In order to support higher education, assistance will be given for education loans in India. The interest on this loan will be paid by the PM CARES. As an alternative, scholarships equivalent to tuition fees or course fees will be provided under central or state government schemes. For children who are not eligible under the existing scholarship schemes, PM CARES will provide an equivalent scholarship. All children will also be enrolled as a beneficiary under the Ayushman Bharat scheme with a health insurance cover of 5 lakh rupees. The premium amount for these children till the age of 18 will also be paid by PM CARES. Well, in addition to the measures announced under the PM CARES for children, empowerment of COVID-affected children, the Government of India has announced further measures to help families who have lost the earning member due to COVID. So they will provide pension to families of those who died due to COVID and an enhanced and liberalized insurance compensation. The Prime Minister said that his government stands in solidarity with these families. He said that through these schemes, efforts are being made to mitigate financial difficulties that may be faced by them, to help help the family live a life of dignity and maintain a good standard of living. Benefit of ESIC pension scheme for employment-related death cases is being extended to even those who have died due to COVID. Dependent family members of such persons will be entitled to the benefit of pension equivalent to 90% of the average daily wage drawn by the worker as per the existing norms. This benefit will be available retrospectively with effect from 24th March 2020 and as all such cases till the 24th of March 2022. Insurance benefits under EDLI scheme have been enhanced and liberalized. The provision of minimum insurance benefit of 2.5 lakh rupees has been restored and will apply retrospectively from the 15th of February 2020 for the next 3 years. The benefit of families of contractual as well as casual workers, the condition of continuous employment in only one establishment has been liberalized, with benefit being made available to families of even those employees who have changed jobs in the last 12 months preceding death. You're watching the Midday News. We're taking a break. Stay with us. The Union Finance Ministry has further expanded the scope of emergency credit line guarantee scheme amid the economic disruption caused by the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic. Under ECLGS 4.0, 100% guarantee cover will be extended to loans up to 2 crore rupees given to hospitals, nursing homes, clinics, medical colleges for setting up on-site oxygen generation plants. This move is seen as a fresh stimulus to the health infrastructure of the country. The interest rate has been capped at 7.5% for the same. The Finance Ministry has said that borrowers who are eligible for restructuring as per the RBI guidelines will now be able to avail a tenure of 5 years for their ECLGS loan. This means that companies will have the facility of repayment of interest only for the first 24 months, with repayment of principal and interest in 36 months thereafter. This is the 4th tranche of the scheme. Currently, the ceiling of 500 crore rupees of the loan outstanding for eligibility under the 3rd tranche has been removed. The scheme has also been extended to civil aviation sector. This move is expected to help MSMEs and business activities in the country. The countrywide battle against COVID-19 continues unabated. The Delhi Disaster Management Authority has extended the curfew on the movement of individuals in the National Capital Territory except for essential activities till 5 a.m. of the 7th of next month. So starting from this Monday, relaxation has been given for operations of manufacturing and production units within closed premises in approved industrial areas. Additionally, construction activities within their work sites will also be allowed outside the containment zones during the curfew periods. The Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal today announced an extension of COVID-induced lockdown across the state till June 7. However, some economic activities will be allowed in the state as the number of COVID-19 infections and case positivity rate in the state are declining. However, the weekend lockdown will continue to be in force across the state from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Moreover, educational institutions in the state will remain closed till June 15. Goa government has also extended the ongoing curfew for COVID till the 7th of June. Stores selling essential items, grocery shops and liquor stores are allowed to stay open from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. during the curfew period, while medical stores and restaurant kitchens are allowed to function from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. As per the guidelines issued by the Goa government, all casinos, bars, sports complexes, auditoriums, community halls, swimming pools, cinema halls, theatres and multiplexes will continue to remain closed in the state. Moving to the northeast now, in Mizoram, the ongoing restrictions for total lockdown will continue for another week. The State Disaster Management Authority ordered that the total lockdown will continue till 4 a.m. of the 7th of June. The state is currently following strict restrictions for total lockdown across the state, particularly areas under the purview of Aizawl, municipal corporation and district headquarters towns, with total restrictions on intrastate movement of transport. In the second wave of COVID-19, Mizoram government clamped lockdown on 10th of May for a week, and that's been extended as the transmission of infection is rising. So during the lockdown, the Mizoram government offices barring health and family welfare, home, disaster management and rehabilitation, finance, information and public relations, district administrations would continue to be closed. Markets and intrastate movement also remain suspended. However, the standalone shops and vegetable shops in localities remain open on Tuesday and Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Bihar government today announced financial aid of 1,500 rupees per month to children who have lost either of their parents due to COVID-19 under the Bal Sahayata Yojana. And the Chief Minister Nitish Kumar tweeted about this and said that orphaned children who don't have any guardian caretakers will be looked after in a children's home. He said that orphaned girls will be nominated in the Kasturba Gandhi Girls Residential School on a priority. Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Dharmendra Pradhan today dedicated Phase 1 of the Jumbo COVID Care Facility at RINL Visakhapatnam Steel Plant Township with 300 oxygen-equipped beds in the service of the nation, describing the inauguration of COVID Care Center of RINL as a perfect example of cooperative federalism. The Union Minister said that in a democracy, the government is responsible for the welfare and well-being of people. He complimented the steel plants for standing by the people during COVID-19 pandemic. He said that RINL too has gone beyond the call of duty to ensure supply of liquid medical oxygen to various parts of the country. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, Uttar Pradesh government has cancelled Class 10 examinations of the State Education Board. Exams for Class 12 have also been rescheduled, and they will not take place in the month of July. The exam pattern has also changed. The detailed timetable of this examination will be shared soon, and the whole examination will be conducted in a span of 15 working days. Around 26 lakh students are scheduled to appear for the intermediate exam of the Uttar Pradesh board this year. In Assam, free auto ambulance service is being provided to COVID-19 patients in Guwahati. An organization has come up with this great initiative at the right time by launching free COVID auto ambulance service with oxygen cylinder. The purpose of starting this free auto ambulance service is to ensure that COVID patients with symptoms and low oxygen levels can reach the hospital on time with necessary oxygen support available in auto rickshaw during the transit. The auto ambulance services can be availed free of cost to any reachable destination within the city and surroundings through a booking over telephone numbers, which will be available 24/7. This is the midday news on DD News and DD India. Let's take a short break, and there's a lot more after that. Stay with us.
दवाई भी कड़ाई भी का मंत्र लिए वैक्सीनेशन की चल रही है लहर, गांव-गांव शहर-शहर। लेकिन जब इतना किया है सब्र, तो थोड़े और समय रखें कोरोना पर कड़ी नजर। ना छोड़ें 2 गज दूरी, सैनिटाइजेशन और मास्क की सावधान डगर। रहें इस खतरे से सचेत हर प्रहर। कोरोना को हराना है तो मास्क जरूर लगाना है।
मास्क अप इंडिया।
दवाई भी कड़ाई भी, और इसीलिए जब भी अपने घर से बाहर निकलें अपने मुंह और नाक को ढक के रखें।
मास्क अप इंडिया।
On May 2nd, India and the world will be celebrating Satyajit Ray's birth centenary. No other Indian filmmaker who has managed to safeguard international respect for Indian cinema the way his work has for the past 60 years or so. There's a deep affection in the hearts of film professionals, writers, scientists, educators, politicians, besides, of course, ordinary filmgoers.
Welcome back. On the occasion of the NDA government's 7th anniversary, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the nation has followed the mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas over the last 7 years. Addressing the nation in the Mann Ki Baat radio program, the Prime Minister said that now India moves ahead with her own conviction and is not pressured by other countries.
किसान रेल अब तक करीब 2 लाख टन उपज का परिवहन कर चुकी है। अब किसान बहुत कम कीमत पर फल, सब्जियां, अनाज देश के दूसरे सुदूर हिस्सों में भेज पा रहा है। मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, आज 30 मई को हम मन की बात कर रहे हैं और संयोग से ये सरकार के 7 साल पूरे होने का भी समय है। इन वर्षों में देश सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास के मंत्र पर चला है। देश की सेवा में हर क्षण समर्पित भाव से हम सभी ने काम किया है। मुझे कई साथियों ने पत्र भेजे हैं और कहा है कि मन की बात में 7 साल की हमारी आपकी इस साझी यात्रा पर भी चर्चा करूं। साथियों, इन 7 वर्षों में जो कुछ भी उपलब्धि रही है वो देश की रही है, देशवासियों की रही है। कितने ही राष्ट्रीय गौरव के क्षण हमने इन वर्षों में साथ मिलकर अनुभव किए हैं। जब हम ये देखते हैं कि अब भारत दूसरे देशों की सोच और उनके दबाव में नहीं, अपने संकल्प से चलता है, तो हम सबको गर्व होता है जब हम देखते हैं कि अब भारत अपने खिलाफ साजिश करने वालों को मुंहतोड़ जवाब देता है, तो हमारा आत्मविश्वास और बढ़ता है। जब भारत राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा के मुद्दों पर समझौता नहीं करता, जब हमारी सेनाओं की ताकत बढ़ती है, तो हमें लगता है कि हाँ, हम सही रास्ते पर हैं।
Several BJP leaders hailed the Prime Minister's leadership over the years on the occasion of NDA completing 7 years in office at the centre. Now, on the occasion of the 7th anniversary of the Modi-led government, the Bharatiya Janata Party National President J.P. Nadda congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi and said that the party will mark the day as Seva Divas. In a series of tweets, the BJP president said, "Under the leadership of Modi ji, we will celebrate this day as Seva Divas. BJP workers will serve in 1 lakh villages across the country to mark the day under the Seva Hi Sangathan campaign." He further tweeted, "In the COVID-19 era, Prime Minister Narendra Modi immediately announced a relief package and called upon the government machinery, organization and others to help the needy." He said BJP assimilated the Prime Minister's mantra, Seva Hi Sangathan, and helped millions of people. Highlighting the achievement of the Modi government in the last 7 years, J.P. Nadda noted, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, the countrymen have met the challenges firmly. India's confidence has awakened under his guidance, paving the way for Atmanirbhar Bharat, and the village, the poor, farmers and the deprived have realized for the first time that he has his own government at the centre. Home Minister Amit Shah congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the completion of 7 years of the central government under the Prime Minister's leadership, which was full of unprecedented achievements. Amit Shah said that the Modi government has presented a unique example of parallel coordination of development, security, public welfare and historical reforms. He said that in these 7 years, Prime Minister Modi, with his determined, all-encompassing and welfare policies, has improved the life of the poor, farmers and the deprived sections by connecting them with the mainstream of development, and through his strong leadership made India a strong nation. The Home Minister thanked people for expressing their unwavering faith in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's service and dedication in the last 7 years. He expressed confidence that under Prime Minister Modi's leadership, visionary leadership, we will overcome every challenge and continue India's development journey uninterrupted. The Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said that the NDA government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has completed 7 years and a new chapter in public service, public welfare, development, good governance and reform has been written in these years. He said that efforts are being made to empower even the poorest of the poor under the guidance of the Prime Minister. The Defence Minister thanked Prime Minister for working with the mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas. He said Prime Minister is working with restraint, sensitivity and dedication even during the corona crisis. He said, together we will fulfill Prime Minister's pledge of a new India. Congratulating Prime Minister Modi, the Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said, the government under PM Narendra Modi has dedicatedly worked towards the welfare of our farmers in these 7 years and have changed the lives of millions of farmers with landmark decisions and reforms in the agriculture sector. He further added, Modi government has ensured affordable and quality healthcare services for all the citizens in these 7 years and continues to effectively reform and strengthen the healthcare sector of the country at an unprecedented scale. The Union Health Minister, Dr. Harsh Vardhan, applauded Prime Minister Modi for what his iron will to reform, perform and transform. BJP Calling him a champion of the poor with an iron will to reform, perform, transform, the Honorable Prime Minister took oath on a second term on this day in 2019 to propel all our citizens towards prosperity. The BJP President J.P. Nadda today said that while his party workers and leaders have been carrying out relief work amid the coronavirus pandemic, the opposition parties have gone into quarantine. Targeting the opposition parties, J.P. Nadda said that those making a noise about COVID-19 vaccines are now the ones who earlier raised doubts about the jabs.
जो लोग आज वैक्सीन पर हल्ला कर रहे हैं, ये वही लोग हैं जिन्होंने प्रधानमंत्री जी को जब वैक्सीन वो बना रहे थे उसके लिए भारत के उद्यमियों को प्रेरित कर रहे थे, जब रिसर्च के लिए वो उसको प्रेरित कर रहे थे, तो हर तरीके से भारत के मोराल को तोड़ने का काम विपक्षी पार्टियों ने किया। क्या कहते थे उस समय? इसमें थर्ड ट्रायल ठीक से नहीं हुआ है, बिना थर्ड ट्रायल के लोगों को अगर ये दे दिया जाएगा तो उनके जान को जोखिम में डाला जाएगा। ये बीजेपी की वैक्सीन है, ये मोदी जी की वैक्सीन है। उस समय तरह तरह के प्रश्न खड़े करने वाले लोग आज वैक्सीन 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 को चिल्ला रहे हैं। मित्रों, मैं ये बताना चाहता हूं कि कोई भी नई दवा जब आती है तो उसको रोल आउट करने में कम से कम 9 महीने से 1 साल लगता है, क्योंकि वह फुल स्विंग में उसको प्रोडक्शन में लाना पड़ता है। लेकिन आप सबको यह जान करके खुशी होगी कि जहां 2 कंपनियों ने वैक्सीन जिनको इजाजत दी गई थी और जनवरी महीने में 16 जनवरी को जब प्रधानमंत्री जी ने वैक्सीन की शुरुआत की थी तो उस समय इन लोगों ने टीका टिप्पणी की थी। ये कहा था कि ये वैक्सीन कितनी कारगर होगी ये कहना मुश्किल है। आज 2 कंपनियों से 13 कंपनियों को इस वैक्सीन को बनाने की इजाजत दे दी गई है और इसके साथ साथ कुछ ही समय में 19 कंपनियां यह वैक्सीन बनाने लगेंगी।
And Mr. J.P. Nadda was also the health minister during the NDA-1 government under Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Moving on then to our next story. Goa is celebrating its statehood day today. It was on this day in 1987 that Goa became the 25th state of the Indian Union. Before this, in fact, Goa, along with Daman and Diu, was a union territory. Statehood helped in shaping Goa's distinct identity. However, Goa's Chief Minister Pramod Sawant said on Saturday that Goa will not officially celebrate Statehood Day, taking on account of the ongoing pandemic and also in view of statewide curfew, which has currently been imposed in the coastal state till the 31st of this month. In a message to the state last evening, the Chief Minister said that while the revival of the state's economy was the need of the hour, Goa was ready to gear up to meet the challenges. President Ramnath Kovind extended his greetings on the occasion. The President tweeted, "Greetings to fellow citizens, especially to the people of Goa on Statehood Day. Endowed with captivating beaches and hospitable people, Goa sets an example of economic growth with sustainable development. My best wishes to the people of Goa for sustained growth and prosperity." The Union I&B Minister Prakash Javadekar congratulated the people of Goa and tweeted, "My best wishes to the residents of Goa on Statehood Day. May this beautiful state reach new heights of development in the coming years." Some international news now, and let's begin with updates on COVID from across the world. The world continues its battle with COVID-19 pandemic, and so far more than 17 crore 6 lakh people have tested positive for COVID-19, and the number of recoveries stand at 15 crore 28 lakh globally. The deadly virus has claimed more than 35 lakh 49,000 lives worldwide. The US is at the top of that list with the maximum number of COVID-19 cases, more than